Hey, Shalom, Shalom. I want to start off with by giving no praise to Yahweh, Shem, Yahshua, Shem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of JMS and honesty, brothers in the work and truth, war, sincerity, right? Yeah, it's a quick one. This is on the poem that's been going around. Basically, this one is all about immigrants coming over, taking people's jobs. But then the irony of how the tables have turned is all of these people, these racists have been saying they're coming over here, taking our jobs. What they're doing, they're basically standing outside the window at 8 o'clock, giving these people a round of applause, right? And then you basically, it's a whole load of immigrants, right? Because immigrants, really propping up this society, whether it's Jake and the what you call it, your quote West Africans, let's say, and quote Caribbeans in the nursing industries, or your Eastern European Jakes from Romania, or Albania, Poland, whatever, working in the constructions or picking the fruit or whatever, all of the hard jobs that these what you call it, quote unquote English people don't want to do, right? That made me think of what the scriptures say, about how, right now people don't consider the children of Israel, right? Where just you niggas or whatever, what have you. But those tables are going to be turned, right? We're going to go from being derided to being praised, right? And that's because the Messiah is gonna, turn us back. He's gonna put us back in our right spirit. He's gonna put us back in our stead. Because right now, right, we're kings walking as servants upon the earth, as the scripture says. I'm gonna grab that real quick. Right, it says Ecclesiastes 10:7. Right, it says, I've seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Right, so we are, we are kings, right? We are kings and priests, nation of kings and priests, right? But we're walking as slaves upon this earth, and everyone, basically walks by and they clap their hands. Scripture say that as well. Clap hands. It's Lamentations 2:15. It says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? Right? Because, hey, when you look at Jake right now, we've been brought low, right? Rightfully so, because we went off against the Lord. So, the Lord had to teach us a lesson. So these heathens have had their way with us, right? For however long now, but those days are coming to an end, right? And just like how, before this whole thing, these devils were like, oh, these immigrants, this, that, and the other, right? Looking down upon them. But as that video is going into now, now you clap for me, right? And that statement sounds quite done-like, like, now you clapping for me. And yeah, now, hey, in the kingdom we're going to be saying, now you bowing to me, right? Because right now everyone bows to Esau, the so-called right man, but the tables going to get turned to the point that people are, and that's what it means to, to be blessed. It says Isaiah 49:23. It says, and kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee, right, with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet, right? And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me, right? So that is what it means to be blessed, to have people bowing down to you, right? So in the kingdom, this is what's going to be happening, right? And people are going to be wanting to come up, right? And we're going to get that in the scriptures. In fact, let's get some of these. All right, so Isaiah 60, is it around 10, 60 and 10? Right, yeah, I'll start from 10. It says Isaiah 60:10, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Right? It says, therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the force of the Gentiles, and that the kings may be brought. Right? So, hey, just like how we built up this kingdom, these heathens are going to build up our kingdom, right? And the gates being open continues so that they can, bring in their goodies, right? It says, for nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. Right? The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I'll make the place of my feet glorious. Right? This is beautiful. Verse 14. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. So yeah, I'm going to call it that instead, this video, Lord's will. For remember, right now you bowing to me. Right, just like how in that other video they were saying, now you're clapping for me. Just like how the tables turn, showing you how the Lord can, flip the tables around. Now, obviously, I don't know if this is happening all throughout the, the country, but certainly happening over here in London, right? People going out their window at 8 o'clock, giving it clap, 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 right? Same people that they were deriding, right? It says, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel, right? So that's how things are going to become. But right now, we're Israel. As a nation, we're at a low state because we sinned against the Lord, and we got brought low, right? Which is why, in fact, let me get this as well real quick, right? It says Isaiah 37. I'm gonna start from verse 1, the points and 3. It says, the hand of Yahweh was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of Yahweh, and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord, power, thou knowest. Right? It's basically representative of Israel because we're in a dead state. Right? Before this truth, we were in a dead state. Right? So Proverbs 21:16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Right? So we didn't have understanding. We didn't know the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right? We were still calling God in Jesus. Right? We didn't know we were Israelites. We didn't know anything. Right? And when you look at Jake every now and then, you look at, and brothers have repeated this. I'll speak for myself. I've repeated this scripture, verse 3, Ezekiel 37:3. You look at Jake, you're like, man, can these bones live? Because Jake is so far gone in their wickedness, they're hella into this system, right? So even in the captivity that we were brought into to be corrected for our correction, Jake is still doing wickedly. So what you gonna do with a guy like that? Right, that's why there is going to be such a heavy judgment on the children of Israel. Right, but once the judgment has been met, right, and then Israel is going to be beautified, right, and we're going to be beautified as a nation, right. The elect will be saved, right, on this side, and then those that die, right, on this side, they'll come back through the elect in the kingdom, and ultimately all Israel shall be saved, right. It says Wisdom 5, it says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness, right? So starting off with the apostles on down, right? But brothers are standing in great boldness, right? It's saying, hey, you're going down, right? We're the true Israelites. We ain't gonna take your chip, which is the mark of the beast, right? We're standing in great boldness, saying this to his face. Right, it says, before the face of such as have afflicted it and made no account of his labors yet. Because despite everything that Jake has done, right, Jake, let's which Lord will it does, but let's say everyone forgets, this coronavirus, poof, it goes away like magic, as Trump said, right? Let's say laws or things keep getting worse, which it does look like things are going to continue getting worse and worse, right? Whether they use this particular issue or not. Right, let's say it does. They're gonna completely forget about those people that they were clapping for, right? They're gonna go back to just being them blacks, right? It doesn't matter that it was one of them blacks, which we ain't blacks, right? But to them, it will no longer matter again because these people are fickle, right? But even that, and that's just a recent thing. But in general, they can make any account of the labors of Jake. Jake were referred to as lazy, but they work for free, hardcore. For 400 years, Jake were working for free, right? It says when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, right? And when they see that salvation, when they see the chariots, right? What the so-called white man calls the UFOs, and nowadays the UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, right? Which is written throughout the scriptures, right? It says, and when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for, right? Because they're not despite the fact that, starting with the apostles on down, this is something that's been told, and this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. They're not expecting it to happen, right? Because to them, we were just niggas, right? And for us to be being beamed up and to be right, they're going to be troubled with it, right? Because then it means everything else. For instance, for Edomite, it means everything else that starting with the apostles on down we've been saying is also true. So that means they're going to be thinking, so if they weren't lying about the salvation and being saved and the UFOs, then that means they weren't lying about slavery, and rather we weren't lying about the nukes and then slavery, right? So then they're going to be like, oh man, right? It says, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we sometimes had in derision and a proverb of reproach. Right, so right now we're in derision and a proverb of reproach to all these heathen nations. Look at what's happening over there in the land of Moab. Right, they're taking the piss out of Jake. Right, whether them men are Hamites, but you're gonna have some Jake amongst them, man. Right, because they're dark skinned. Right, despite the fact that they're heathens, man. Them Moabites, they're heathens. Right. Which whether it came from a bound, I don't know, man, right? But what we do know is you ain't supposed to be eating no bat, right? That's what we do know. You ain't supposed to be eating no dog, no pork, right? No squid, no lobster, no crab, right? That's against the dietary law of the Most High, right? It says, yeah, we fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor, right? So they're looking at us, wait, how come some niggas being saved, right? And that's why she goes on and says in verse 5, it says, how is he numbered among the children of the Most High and is not against the saints, right? Because to these people, Jake can't amount to anything, right? But little do they know that they're in the midst of gods, they're in the midst of kings, right? Yeah, we're in a lower state, but and that's one thing you start to accept when you come into this thing. One, because the scriptures say is we're in this position because we went off. Is Micah 7:19, 7:9 Slakia. Right, it says, I will bear the indignation of Yahweh because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause, right, and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to light, and now shall behold his righteousness. Right, so we're in this position because we went off. So hey, we just got to take that, we're going to hold that, we're going to eat it. We're going to eat it like cake, right? Because we went off, right? As a nation, we went off, but where's the hope? The hope is until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, right? Because although it was given into the hand of these heathens, right, the Lord still loves Israel. Right? Isaiah 40:15 still stands, right? The fact that these heathens are as nothing, right? So that's where the hope and comfort of the scriptures is. Right, verse 6 in Wisdom 5 says, therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shone unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not on us. Right, we wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where they lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. Yeah, they did all of this stuff, right? But they didn't know the simplest thing, right? And I mean the elites of these heathen nations, they know who the Israelites. Right, but these average people, they calling us niggas or whatever, they they didn't know, right? They don't know who they're around, right? But then again, they ain't meant to know because they're just the peons, man, right? This is verse 8. What hath pride profited us, or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us, right? So yeah, I'm gonna end with one more precept. It says Ezekiel 36:25. It says, then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. Right? And then it goes into the New Testament. Right? It says, a new heart will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I'll give you a heart of flesh. Right, so this is the New Testament, right? You also read this in Hebrews 8 chapter, right? Starting from the 6th verse. You know, it's basically saying the children of Israel should be clean. We should be made clean, because right now we're filthy, right? And it says, verse 27, and I'll put my spirit within you, and you shall, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them, right? So hey, we're gonna be, righteous. We're gonna be made righteous, and when the Lord's gonna put His Spirit in us, right? We ain't ever gonna go off ever again, right? Which will cause, basically, we're gonna be a beacon of light in the world, right? People gonna be looking at us like, hey man, it was the children of Israel. You read that in Isaiah the 2nd chapter. Let us go on to the children of Israel, so that He can teach us, so we can basically learn of their ways, roughly paraphrasing, right? But yeah, as I said, just a real quick one. As always, Lord, I was edified. To the next time, Shalom.